All right, let's take care of this question here. And as always, remember, be careful. It's so easy to get baited into questions and, rushing into the process. So the first thing we always want to do is we're going to read that question sentence first. So it says, if you watch a movie that's this long, again, don't worry about reading all the numbers. Don't even worry about that. Read about what the numbers mean. This is a length of time, hours and minutes. So if you watch a movie that's this long, how much will you be charged? Everyone, at the end of the day, at the end of this problem, what kind of unit or number are we dealing with here? Do we want to find the time at the end, or do we want to find something else? What do we want? Yeah, we want money. Yeah, we want money. We are not looking for time. Take a look at the answer choices. We are not looking for time. We are looking for the price, for the money, how much we will be charged, the cost that we will incur. So with that said, everyone, let's take our attention over to the practice here, to the problem statements, and only focus on the cost. And that starts right here in the first sentence. A video streaming service charges you 12 cents per minute of watched content. Boom, there we go. So we have 12 cents per minute of watched content, and we watch a movie that's 2 hours and 25 minutes long. So when we take a look at that, everyone, when we are trying to find the total cost, and we know that it's 12 cents per minute, what are we going to do once we have the number of minutes? What operation are we going to do once we actually have the number of minutes? Yeah, we're going to multiply because, check it out, if it's 12 cents per minute and we multiply by the number of minutes, that's going to equal just money because per minute times minutes cancels the minutes out and just leaves money. So again, just for those of you who like seeing things worked out on the unit side of things, but nonetheless, here's the story. The story is find the number of minutes, multiply it by 12 cents, and we are done. Only problem is this. We have 2 hours and 25 minutes. Everyone help me out. How many minutes is 2 hours? How many minutes is that? That's 120. Every hour is 60 minutes. 2 times 60, 120. So with that, we have 120 minutes that I'll go ahead and plug in right over here. How many total minutes is that, everyone? How many total minutes? 145. Right there. Perfect. And this is where the tough part begins. Because we finally have the number of minutes, but we're going to be multiplying by a decimal. So this is where we can't lose our nerve, all right? We can't lose our nerve. We know what we need to do. And if you're struggling with decimals, remember, that's just your calling to work in the Math Basics course to really work with decimals, negatives, fractions, you name it, but you have got to practice it. It's your responsibility. So let's go ahead and get it done here. We have 145 minutes, and we'll go ahead and multiply this by 12 cents. And so remember, gang, when we are multiplying by a decimal, ignore it. Ignore the decimal. Don't worry about it. We'll bring it back at the end. Again, ignore the decimal, multiply like normal, and we'll bring it back at the end. Here we go. 5 multiplied by 2, that's going to give us 10. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 gives us 8. Carry the 1, that gives us 9. From there, we have 1 times 2, and that's just going to be 2. All right, next up, we're going to go over to this next place value. So we'll start with a 0 here, so we can land right there. Here we go. 5 times 1, easy. 4 times 1, easy. 1 times 1. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. Pretty smooth. Now we're going to add everything up, and we have 0, 14, carry the 1, 7, and then we have a 1 right here. Now we're done. All that's left is to bring the decimals back. And that's going to happen right here. We have 1, 2 decimals that we'll bring back. 1, 2, and there we are. The correct answer, my party people, is $17.40 to watch that video that was streamed for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So the correct answer here is answer choice C. And here we go, everybody. Let's try this next one out. So the question sentence, as always, is what we want to point out first. And it says right here, after cutting pieces totaling 96 feet, how many yards remain on the bolt? Okay, so let's highlight that right there. That's the question sentence. How many yards remain on the bolt? Everybody, really quick, what's that one word right there? The word remain. What might that indicate that we might be looking to do? Subtraction, exactly. We're potentially looking to subtract if we're looking for how much of some amount of some object remains. So again, these are the key words that you want to pay attention to. How many of something remains? Okay, cool. We might think about subtracting. Then, everybody, what unit is our answer required to be in? What unit did the problem, question, sentence say? Do the answer choices say? Yeah, they all say yards, yards. We need the answer in yards. Absolutely. So before we do any math at all, this is for those of us that are anxious about word problems. Before we did any math at all, notice that we understood we've got to subtract and we need our final answer in yards. Let's check out the information and let's make some moves. So over here it says a bolt of fabric is 54 yards long. After cutting the pieces totaling 96 feet, how much fabric remains? So, okay, if I'm thinking about this intuitively, we're thinking, okay, we have this much fabric at the beginning, 54 yards. Make sure you have the right units. And then we cut the pieces that total 96 feet. Everybody, what operation? One more time. I'm forgetful. What operation again are we doing with that 96? Yeah, we're subtracting it from the fabric. And then I already know some of us are already thinking, well, coach, before we can even subtract, we got a little bit of a problem, right? Because if you're going to be subtracting, the units need to be consistent. You can't just subtract 54 yards with 96 feet. These are two different units. The answer that you get will not make sense. So we have to convert. So let's mark that right over here. Let's convert. Now, everybody, the choice that we're going to make here is we're going to convert the feet to yards for the sole reason being that the final answer, check it out, the final answer is going to be in yards. So because we know that, this is already good to go. The units for the fabric, that's fine. This needs to be converted. So to start the conversion, first we need to know if we're going to multiply or divide. And to do that, we're going to list that conversion rate. Everybody, is this correct here? 1 yard equals 3 feet? Right on. So 1 yard does indeed equal 3 feet. And now from there, everybody, we're going to ask ourselves, are we going to multiply or divide? Well, we're going to the unit that has the 1. We're trying to get to that unit that has the 1. And so whenever we're trying to get to that unit with the 1, from feet to yards, from 3 to 1, we are going to divide by 3. So let's do it. Everybody help me out. What is 96 divided by 3 to convert? Let's convert that. 96 divided by 3 is what? 32. That is correct. 32. So now we have 32 yards. Now this is good. Let's just bring this down 54 yards. Now we're good. Everybody, what's 54 yards minus 32 yards? What's that going to be? What's the remainder going to be? Yeah, 22 yards. And booyah, we're all good. We should be feeling pretty good. The final correct answer here, 22 yards, which is represented by answer choice D. And there we go.